How's it turning out? I can't see it very clearly, Larry, but
What's that?
I can't see what that was very clearly, but
You know what I'll do is I'll send you I'll send you this. Yeah, I'll send this to you in an email. I'm surprised at how rinky-dink DocuSign is when you're adding text to like the Binzer or something like that.
in what way?
Spacing and just the way it's, I mean, most of the time, usually when you do the text thing, it'll blank out the lines behind it when you put a text box, or so that it's clean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're seeing this or not, but right at the bottom of the picture, and of course it's backwards.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I can't get it to come through properly. Anyway,
I see it. I see it now. It's not aligned up.
yeah, so and that's, I did that, and I'm wondering if I'm doing something wrong. So I did that, and after you assign the person, and then it says next, and then you go in and you drop it in your signature and so on. I put in the text box, and then you send it. I even did, even when you do recipient preview, it looks like that. It doesn't like line it up on the lines or make it, and the spacing isn't such where you can get it in between every line on the spacing. It eventually start being, I guess what I'm really thinking is the text box should black out the lines behind it, or clear them out so that you're just writing in an empty space. Okay. Is that the way DocuSign is, or am I making a mistake?
No, that's the way DocuSign is. That's the way it is, especially when you're working on a PDF that's not a form, then that's when it gets all crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's true. Okay.
The way around that is going to be kind of annoying, but is to go line by line adding text fields. But that's it.
Yeah.
At least it's readable. It's in the right place, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I mean it's readable. It just looks rinky-dink. That's all.
I know. That was my feeling about it too.
Yeah, you think a company the size of DocuSign would figure out a way to at least black out the lines behind it, so it's just a blank box,
Yeah, or at least you can give a different option.
Yeah. I mean, there's even the format box on the side where you can change the text, and it's got a couple of format options in there, but it doesn't allow you to set up spacing or anything like that.
Right. Okay. Cool. So looks like we're right at 101 here. So let's get cracking.
Sure.
Were you a part of yesterday's class, Larry?
Yesterday's class with Heather?
Yes.
Yep.
What was the subject matter?
Yesterday we did campaigns.
Okay. What exactly did you go over?
And she went in and we did the 4 pieces that are the different types of campaigns. Your social posts, the
overview, basically.
Yeah, kind of an overview of all 4 of them, and then to spend a little extra time in the paid ads, since that's the one that's getting so much attention, or is getting its high desire, I should say.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and share the screen. Can you see my screen there?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so know that, I don't know if that was the one that was actually planned for Heather, because I covered campaigns like not too long ago, a couple weeks ago probably.
According to her, she was on her rotation of the 5 applets. So this was on her rotation. Oh, sorry, phone call.
Okay.
Hey, Curie.
Let's see. How's everybody else doing? How you doing there, Jen?
Doing okay. You notice I'm paying attention because I know one of these days I'm going to be stuck in this bucket, so I am paying attention. And I am curious as to why they decided to extend dot loop. since I had all of my transactions out of there except one, but I am curious.
Well, I don't know if you read that email that Lisa sent out, but it's Dotloop is there just for the document purposes,
Right.
and that's the only thing that'll be for a year. I don't know who has communicated not getting the use of DocuSign rooms. We had an entire month of classes.
Well, I'm willing to go away from it, but I keep hearing Frank griping about things. He's excited that hopefully there will be improvements in DocuSign someday. Little things like, why don't they attach the date to the signature? Little things like that. That would just make so much sense.
Yeah, I get that. It's just their design. It's actually been designed like that forever, from my understanding.
Can't be that hard to do, though. Can't be.
No, it's not, but that's kind of like a little minor preference thing there.
Depends on if you get a document that's all signed and it has not one date on it. Now you have to take that document and go back to your client and have them redo the whole thing because none of it is dated. So that's happened already. Not one date on it, which means that document's not valid.
So what I have been teaching, and it's been consistent throughout the whole time, is to add that date signed box in there.
Right.
That's it. And it automatically populates the date as soon as signature happens.
So can that be added on a permanent basis, or do you have to do it every time?
So on the forms itself, it's there all the time.
Okay.
Like when you're using the forms, or when you're the originator of the forms and you're using your pre-tag rules, it's there all the time.
Okay. So the key is use the pre-tag rules.
Pre-tag rules, yes. Now, if
Okay.
it's something that you're not the originating party in, like you say your buyer's agent for your listing, then you would need to place the two boxes, just the signature and the date signed. That's the only time that the pre-tag rules does not work.
Okay. All right.
But it functions just the same as anything else. You got to place boxes anyway for signatures to happen. So
I'm sure it'll be fine, and I'm sure it'll become second nature as Dotloop has. I don't have any worries about that.
Yeah. I don't have any worry about that either. It's just a little minor adjustment to the flow.
Yep.
But I like that it's pretty easy, just drag and drop. I kind of used to get frustrated with Dotloop and having to go through a menu to find the specific thing that I needed to drag. I didn't like that.
I don't know that I did that. I just tried to, well, okay, so let's jump back to what Larry was saying just a minute ago about your rotational subject matter. If I knew when those were going to be and what the topic was, I may be able to even rearrange appointments to know, because example for me would be campaigns. I know nothing about campaigns. I need to know about campaigns. So there's probably a schedule someplace that speaks specifically to when that next, or is that, if that one's video recorded, then I can just go in and find it, right?
Yeah, it's video recorded. Now,
Okay.
The problem that we have right now is that this isn't, this is the August calendar, right? So if you notice, there are some things in here.
That's an eye chart. I can't even see that. I mean, I'm old, but I can't read that. There we go. Yay. Okay, so compliance, how to
So
set
it
up.
gives the
Got it.
subjects
Got it.
here,
Got it.
right? So this is
Yeah.
accessible in onekWSA.com. However, we don't have September's up yet. Once that's up, you'll be able to see what the subject is for each class.
That's what I needed. Excellent.
Okay. It's also published to the Market Center calendar. Hardly anybody is hooked up to have it sync to their calendar, which is a shame. It's a great system.
Well, I can speak personally. I get about 50 emails a day.
Oh, it has nothing to do with emails.
Well, how do I get notified? Do I have to go in and look for it, right?
What you'll need to do is subscribe to the Market Center calendar.
Okay.
So it's going to be under My KW. right? So here's my KW. And it's down here where it says my KW MC 495 or 861 internet.
Right.
Click on that. Then you get the calendar option over here on the right hand side. Click on view calendar. Okay. And then you see this button right here that says subscribe.
Yep, I do.
Click on that. And then since I'm already hooked up, you can subscribe to the office calendar, and all of the trainings that are done ahead of time are published to this calendar so that it looks, here, let me see if I can go to my calendar so you can get an idea. So it looks like this. So all these things in red,
Or
they're like
command.
little space holders here for the calendar.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yep.
So all these red ones, I have them red in mind because I want to make sure I differentiate what I enter in versus what is entered in by the market center.
Okay, like it.
So once this isn't the fully published thing here at all, but as you notice that there aren't any subjects here, right? So this can be edited to include the subjects of whatever the class is too. But that'll appear on your phone calendar if you have it synced up that way.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, and I didn't say anything about any emails. It's all just going to be there.
Okay.
So that'll be pretty easy. How's it going, Wendy?
It's good. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks so much.
I've been hearing a lot about all the new technology, and I haven't been like paying attention to any of it. So I'm here trying to like, no, I'm familiar with DigiSign, which it sounds like is different than DocuSign, but are they similar at all?
Yeah, they're both e-signature programs.
Okay. And then also, are we using zip forms? I see you have it up here, but
Zip forms.
yeah,
Where do I have zip forms?
it's like right in the center middle one. It has like a
Oh,
red icon. Yeah.
yeah, I have it just to see what it's like, and I can do my comparisons, and that's just for me.
Oh, okay.
I have other things that I compare all the time. That's just, I want
Okay.
to make sure that the best things are available for everybody,
Right.
and I can
So
talk.
I'm like fairly familiar with zip forms just when I used to do like transaction coordination for my mom.
Mhm.
So like, would you suggest that I keep using what I'm familiar with, or is it best to just try to do everything, relearn it all in Command, get the
Well,
forms in Command and everything?
Yeah, so the thing with zip forms is that as forms are updated, and they are periodically, 1 or 2 times a year,
Mhm.
you may not get the updated forms within zip forms at this point because there's no longer that partnership with the Arizona Association of Realtors for those forms to be updated.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
So the
So-
only ones that will be updated automatically, actually, is DocuSign Rooms, and I think maybe Dotloop. Outside of that, you have Transaction Desk, but you know, we already have DocuSign Rooms, and that's free, and it's all one thing that hooks right into Command. So that's why I like it, and I teach on it every Tuesday.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Excited to learn it.
Cool. So yesterday, it sounds like Heather did some campaign stuff, or at least talked about some campaigns. Was anybody else on that yesterday? No? See some head shaking? No? Okay, very good. Well, let's go ahead and talk about campaigns. So campaigns is going to be, excuse me, the 7th icon on the left. If you've ever wondered, well, I don't even know what these mean, you can hover over them, as you see here. It'll show the name if you hover, or you can click on the red KW button in the corner, and it brings out the names. You can see it just that way too. So we're going to jump into campaigns here. So the overview that Heather did, I'm not exactly sure, so I may be reiterating some of the information provided yesterday, but that's okay. You can see that on the very first page of the dashboard, there are some training and tip videos that are at the bottom. There are some other videos available for you to see some samples of some things. Right, so here's a sample of the neighborhood video that you can put together for yourself. It has mega camp stuff in here, obviously. Download my app kind of things, and a little bit about the KW app and how to use the search and stuff like that. You can use any of these quick posts, which is nice, in that you could attach them to either emails or direct mail with some links and stuff like that. It's up to you. Social media posts. So this social post is a scheduler. So this will allow you to schedule your posts on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, so say I want to run something for Saturday or want to post something on Saturday, I can just click create a social post. Right? I can add whatever text I want to add here. I can add a photo. I can add a video. I can add a video link from, say, a YouTube channel that I have, or something like that. Right? You can add that there. And then you can choose the time and day where you can schedule that post to run, right? So here's a selection here. I have my Facebook page there. There's my Twitter, and I can go ahead and do that, which is pretty cool. Has anybody yet started using social posts? Scheduling out their social media posts? Yeah, Larry and Teresa, okay. Anybody else with their cameras on?
I've tried to.
You tried to? Okay, cool. So this is really cool in that some agents are actually time blocking themselves to get these posts scheduled, right? So they like, all right, on Sunday, they schedule out their entire week of social media posts, right? So if you have 7 days worth of content or 5 days worth of content, you can get that all scheduled up and it'll post it at the time that you specify, which is really cool. Saves you some time, right? It saves you from remembering to do it every single day, once a day, right? I like it. I don't use this one specifically yet because I want Instagram access. That's what I want. I use Instagram more than anything else, honestly, and I would love to see that option right here. I know it's being explored right now, so I'm just impatiently waiting. Okay, so you can do that. You can schedule them up. So you can add something from your design library, which is pretty cool, right? Say I wanted to use, let's see. Say I wanted to use this and talk about bold coming up, or just make a statement with the bold design there, right? So this is a generic one. It's not even branded to me, but you can get the idea. Crop that image. You can add multiple images if you so choose, which is a great option to have. You don't have to add this if you already have it on the post, right? So the DBA logo, Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, if it's already attached to the image, you don't have to add it again, which is nice. Ownership statement, that one's each office is independently owned and operated, right? So that gets applied there as well. You can choose to have it scheduled out, or you can post it immediately. It's up to you. And you can check that box as soon as you schedule post, this window will appear again, and then you can just schedule your next one. It's pretty cool, depending on how you like to adjust your flow, if you will, to get this working. Uploading a video, if I chose to do that, I can browse for files on my computer. I don't think I have any video files that I can show here. Well, maybe I can use this one here. Right, so it gives a little preview of what it'll look like. Right, so I can add that to my post, which is pretty cool. I can delete it, I can change it. There's a lot of things that you can do with this. But one thing that I would say is just get in there and practice with it, right? So you can write your posts, right? Real estate. Okay, it's behind. That's okay. Real estate investing. There you go. And you can do your hashtags in there if you want to, right? Because hashtags, what do hashtags do? Does anybody know what hashtags do? I see some head shaking. So no. Okay, so hashtags allow you to reach more, a greater audience than your friend list or your follower list. Right? So say you have 50 friends, and then you use a hashtag. Anybody that follows that specific hashtag will see your post. It works best on things like Twitter and Instagram right now. Facebook, it isn't too huge, but just know that there are pretty significant character limitations when it comes to Twitter. Right, so you see right here on the right, it shows that there are a max of 280 characters, right? Does everybody see that? Yeah, okay. So that's important. 280 characters right there. If I uncheck this Twitter box and see if it changes the character count. And it does. Okay. So if I don't include Twitter, I now have the option for nearly 10 times the amount of characters. That's pretty significant, right? But you don't want to tell a story unless you like preface it. Like your first sentence is, this is going to be a long post, but it's worth the read or something like that, where you give people a heads up. Most of the time, if they don't know what they're getting into and they see a long post, what are they going to do? Anybody?
They're going to not look at it.
Yeah, they're not going to pay any attention to it. It's like, no, I'm not on Instagram to read a novel. You know, like what is this? So you want to make sure that you keep it short and sweet.
Right, I have a personal question, Jesse.
Sure.
How many transactions have you produced as a result of Twitter or Instagram?
Okay, via Twitter, I can say a nice big goose egg. Via
Okay.
Instagram, I can say 5 at this point. with
Okay,
me
I'm just trying to figure out,
using it this year.
is it worth a time investment to get involved in that? Because it's going to be a time investment for me to learn it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's worth it. I mean, you don't have to spend any money really if you want to do it. It's just a time thing.
Time. Larry, do you use it?
You're
Unmute.
muted, Larry.
Yeah, I decided to run an ad. This was a complete test ad. But I targeted the Seattle area just as taking a long shot. And I with a paid ad at $10, and I actually had 3 people respond.
And you did a deal as a result?
No, I did not do a deal as a result. Part of the reason is probably that I was a little slow at getting back to the people because I'm learning the system and didn't realize, it was like the time was of the essence. But I had 3 people who provided email, phone number, all this stuff because I used the Facebook info form. So that was direct paid advertising. And, if I do it again and handle it properly, I would expect that if they're putting in an email address and a phone number, the expectation was that, at least one of them would follow through with getting a hold of me to talk about property here. I had reached out to all 3 of them several times with no response. So, I didn't get anything out of it, but for the $10 test that I was putting out there, I had 3 people respond from Seattle, which probably was a bad choice. I probably should have done LA or San Francisco.
Oh, I think it's wise that people come.
So because I did it, I was basically, my gist was, Raytheon's calling on 1,000 new engineers here in Tucson. If you happen to be in that, but looking to, relocate to a different place, blah, blah, blah. Between Raytheon and what Tucson has to offer, call me. Let's talk about real estate. That was kind of what it was.
Yeah, I'm just trying to learn all these things that we are being offered. There has to be a reason that Keller is building all this in. So I'm just trying to glom as best information that I can and where to spend my time to be most productive. So thank you for that.
Jesse, didn't you say that you got a lead off of one of these kind of ads? It was a $600,000 buyer.
Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, they had a personal turn that didn't allow them to continue to pursue the purchase of the house, which sucks. But yeah, you can get them if you advertise it correctly and you're using the right property. You can do that for sure. Yeah, Yeah, it was 600,000. It was pretty nice. It would have been nice.
Yeah, well, with all the relocation and stuff happening here right now, chances are, you're taking taking a swing at the ball kind of blindfold. But if these ads land in the right place, you could get 3, 4, 5 responses out of one, and for $10, not bad.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
there's somebody within our organization that's using this successfully and they could speak to it. That would be great.
Oh, there are a lot. There are a lot. Nick Baldwin specifically, he's the one that co-runs the Lab Codes Agent group on Facebook. And him and Tristan Almada are the two that run that, and they both have some great success. We're getting some pretty cheap leads from Facebook advertising. Which
Great.
is pretty awesome. They have a lot of videos out there. They have some best practices videos out there as well. I touch on some of those, but it's also good to just hear it from someone else sometimes.
Okay.
But yeah, so specifically talking about social media posts, right? So here's a good example. I have a follower on Instagram who I used to work with, right? She used to be a coworker of mine. And we had met, I would say about a couple months ago, about her potential to buy a house, right? She wanted to look at that. She wanted to explore her options. So we had the consultation, everything went well. I ended up docu-signing the documents because we met virtually. And she didn't touch them. So I was like, okay, well, they're about to expire. So let's see if I get a signature. I made one post on Instagram. She saw it. And within about a 25-minute period, she went and signed all the documents in DocuSign and reached out to me and said, hey, I haven't forgotten. I've been really busy. I just signed these docs for you. Let's keep in contact. So that's what it's about. It's about staying top of mind, right? And aside from just your username being realtor related, like mine show here, Jesse Rojas Realtor, Jay Rojas Realtor. Aside from that, it's about your content. Now, speaking about content, you don't have to always run ads. You can just do posts. And sometimes organically, you'll get the attention that you need. And the recommendation is posting no more than 20% of your post could be business related. Everything else could have something else to do with something, right? So if you like a restaurant, that'll be a post. If you like a dish at a restaurant, that'll be another post. You have an awesome looking dog, or your dog wants a show of some sort, post about that. Everything's going to already be branded to you by your handle, right? Your username. So it's just good to keep in front of people. Let people know that you're just not out there to buy and sell houses. It's all you're doing. There are some sites that I see, or some users that I see, that it's 100% business related, nothing else. And their interaction level is pretty low, right? So things that are interesting to people, like the other day, I got a huge response over posting a little picture of my son watching The Little Rascals on a CRT TV VCR combo. Like, it had nothing to do with real estate, but I got such a huge response that people were like, oh, wow, cool. I like that you're doing that. And I got some private messages or like, wow, you're in real estate now? Your son's so cute, that kind of thing. It has nothing to do, that post had nothing to do with real estate. All about my son and him watching The Little Rascals on an old school TV. So, that was fun. That's another thing that you can do.
Yeah, to underscore that, a really good example lately. I don't know if you're connected to Jason Carlton or not.
Yeah, I do.
Have you seen, if you read your Facebook almost every day for about 2 or 3 weeks, that Jason was showing up and it was like, it's coming up on Sunday. What do you plan to do on Sunday that's an out and about thing that you might suggest to somebody else? But day after day after day, he was in there asking that. But in all those conversation threads, somewhere along the line, somebody's going to pull out oh, hey, you're in real estate, or, oh, I see you're in real estate. And it opens that door, and that one person that might be looking to buy or sell is all of a sudden like, hey, let me private message you, tell me some more or something. That's kind of what Jesse's referring to here. It's constantly putting your face out there, constantly saying, I'm here to help you as a realtor, but in different ways. Just engaging in standard conversation, make friends, and the warm and fuzzy thing starts to happen, and people get to know you more. That's what the goal is.
Exactly. And the best results come from things that are interactive. So like that example is perfect. He asked something that was open-ended and wanted people's opinion. What's the one thing everybody wants to share nowadays? Their opinions. So if you're careful and you ask the right questions, right, you're creating the conversations around you, right? You're touching on that bold law there. And also thinking about those who ask the questions control the conversation. You know, you can engage people that way. Not only just getting the answers, but also responding. So now those people that responded to Jason's posts and he responded back, guess whose posts they're going to see more frequently now? Jason's, right? And it's all because of the interaction. That's how those algorithms are made to function. So responding and not just liking whatever comments people put on there, but responding to them. That's what's going to force your post to show up more frequently on their end. And it has nothing to do with ads. Notice how that was not an ad. That was just him throwing out a conversation subject and let it run.
I'm not trying to be negative about the Facebook ads. I was excited about it when they started doing it. Mm-hmm. So I did post, this is early, this is months ago, so I can't speak to what's happening now. I did post, I think 1 week I wanted to spend $50 in ads, and I started getting all this bizarre response stuff. And I thought, now, what the heck is this? So I started checking into it. They were all people that were responding it, and I started checking them out. They're all Facebook employees acting like they were going on and responding to my ads. So that's the last time I ever ran an ad. I won't waste my money. That cost me $50. And I told Facebook that I wanted a refund, and they said, well, why? Well, it just so happened that I had screenshot every one of those. I sent them screenshots so they could see what it was I was getting. So when you would go on Facebook and look for those names, they were all call center employees. So they were manipulating the information. So it was spending my $50 very quickly, and they were all call center people. So Facebook said they would not charge me that $50, but they could not guarantee that that wouldn't happen again. So that's why I quit using it. And I just want it, you know, I want it to be productive, that we can all use these tools, but that was not a good experience for me personally. So that's why I'm asking who's doing a really good job and getting revenue from it, because I would love to benefit from that. I'd love for us all to. It was just a bad experience for me.
Yeah. And, you know, especially in this, it's a trial and error thing. It's not always going to happen that way. A shot is not always the best case, right? Things happen. Like in your case, I didn't experience that. That lead that I talked about was over 600,000. That one was a registered nurse, like that's a person, right? They are out there. And of course, it's like any other system that you're using. Even Boomtown doesn't have the best quality leads all the time. You got to qualify them yourself. Actually go in there, have those conversations with people, make sure they are who they are. And even if it's just one deal and it cost me $50, well, one deal is several $1,000s. I think it paid for itself with me finding that one person. So the return on your investment when it's successful is huge. Teresa's had a lot of success with getting ads, getting leads from ads and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've got quite a few people that responded to my Facebook ads, and you know, you do have the ones that are, you know, Mickey Mouse or Jesus and just with no last name. I know Hispanics, a lot of it's, you know, Jesus, but anyway, did have some of that, but that was a small percentage. Most of the time, what I am getting is people who generally do have an interest in buying or even selling. And then in one case, I was actually just looking at her file just now. This wife really wants to sell, hates their home. Her husband is adamant about not. So I don't want a divorce situation. So I'm trying to work with both of them and just nurture and try to give some benefits of, trying to get on both, see each other's perspective. So I am getting some real people. A lot of the people too, they jump in, they see this ad, and they're like, oh, that sounds so awesome. Let's buy a house. And they're not ready. So financially. Yeah. And then they're working with credit counselors, but they are people that now I do have a relationship with, and I am nurturing and helping them prepare. And it may be a year, but I'll have that client in a year. So I'm looking at the long-term benefits.
Yeah, those ones will be the most appreciative ones. You didn't give up on me like everyone else had, that kind of thing. You're going to really set the tone for them. And it's going to be great.
Because you're getting excited. Yeah, people get excited. Oh, yes, buying versus renting. That ad I ran on Facebook, it was a little cartoon, and I did have a lot of good response. People were like, yes, we're living in this cramped apartment. Yes, want to buy a house. But they have no savings. They have bad credit. So that's the other aspect. But we help them along the way, and they will be homeowners someday.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the name of the game. And you're building that relationship. They're never going to forget you, Teresa. And guess who they're going to refer their friends and family to?
I'm hoping.
That's what it is. That's awesome. Yeah, I had a client that I first met in like August of 2018, I think. Or I first, talked to, and then everything went silent for a while, right? And then all of a sudden I got a phone call about a year later out of nowhere. And I said, hey, I want to buy.
So Jesse, just for the friends, go and do a live, what do you say you use, Instagram or Twitter? What is it that you use most?
I use Instagram the most.
Go in and do a live one so we can see what you do. I
can't. It's mobile based.
Oh.
Well, maybe I can show you through something else here. I use a separate service called Hootsuite so that I can post things to Instagram. There are a few that require payment. So like this one right here is one that I had posted through it. This is just another system that you can schedule your posts through, right? And it's a paid service. It's up to you. So this is one of those posts that I scheduled through here.
Okay.
Okay. So
no, that looks good. That looks really good.
Super simple. And
notice all the hashtags he's got on there.
Yep, I want people to see this. I really want people to see this. So aside from my couple hundred people that I have following me, I'm now touching on all these people that follow these specific hashtags. You also want to create hashtags for yourself, right? So
yeah, I
for me,
no knowledge of anything about hashtags, so I have to start someplace, I guess.
Yeah,
follow Jesse like I do, and I get to see all his awesome ads. So.
Yeah, Teresa's commented on a couple of the ads that I've read too. But I kind of stopped running ads for a little bit because, well, I'm really busy. Yeah, I'm handling referrals from all over the place right now. I'm just, whoa, okay. let me
closing them?
Hey, if you want to spin one off, let me know.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
I do referral business.
Yeah, so do I. It's really fun. I love it. I had a random message come through on Facebook. What was it, yesterday? From an agent in San Diego I had never met. They were just like, hey, a friend mentioned your name and I have a buyer that's moving to Tucson. Oh, cool. It was a mariachi friend. I know mariachis all over the country and all over the world, really. So that's where that came from. It's pretty funny, right? Finally figured it out. But yeah, you can create anything from here. So check this out. If I wanted to do, and it kind of functions the same as what you would see here. It's just the interface is a little different, right? Social post, if I wanted to create it. Right, so we start with an area, what you want to include. Same thing over here in this service. Where are we posting to? Well, now I get to check it off. There's my realtor page on Instagram. There's my Facebook one. I'm going to use these two together just because they both have the exact same character limits, 2,200 characters. So I like doing that. You can add a location if you want to, right? So then I typically just do Tucson. I don't really do anything else unless I'm somewhere specific that I want to promote, right? So I can just type in Tucson there, apply those. So now my post, as you can see there, is at Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona. It's showing where I'm posting this from. Okay. And then I can add some audience restrictions if I wanted to. I kind of generally don't want to. I want to keep it open. I want to touch as many people as possible. And these are just posts, by the way. So 2,000, 2,200. Yeah, it's pretty out there. And then all you do is just type out your thing. Looking to buy in this market or whatever. I'll fix that yo. Right? So both of them will have the same copy. It's this, it's the same thing if I do it here in command. Just type the same thing, right? They're both similar. So that's what an Instagram post will consist of. And then I just pick whatever media I want to throw in here. Let's see. Let's see if I can find something here that's kind of cool. Let's see. Like if I wanted to use this one as a post. So now that picture is included on both of the posts there. Right?
That's kind of cool.
You know, just give me a call to action, right? Call me today or check the link in check the link in the description. Okay. The process is exactly the same here. It's just a different interface, right? So if I want to come in here, upload that photo, I clicked the wrong thing there, excuse me. Back to the creator. Upload, that's the option to go to my desktop. So there it is, I can pick that. You can resize it, which is cool. I'll go wide on this one, right? So that's pretty decent there. It's gonna be the exact same thing, which is pretty cool. So here, I'm gonna come here and copy this real quick, post that there. There you go, oh, did it twice. Right. Call to action. It's the same thing, and then I just select what I'm posting to down below here.
Okay.
Right. It's the same. Let me fix this.
Well, one of these days I will get proficient at this and scare you.
Scare the crap out of me. I encourage that one for sure. So that's how that would work. And that's just a post, right? So there are other things that are pretty new, actually. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. Let me close this. I'm not going to post this one. Uh-oh. There's a bad script out there. Okay. So there's a new, no, it's not consumer, sorry guys. There's a new design template that's out there, or new designer for your email. So if you want to run like a email campaign, there's a new template coming up here.
Awesome.
Right? So
it's live now?
not sure if it's exactly live yet, but it's coming. At least you get to see it now. So that'll be cool. So you can create your own HTML email templates and run your email campaigns, right? So, and the email campaign is really cool. I don't know if anybody's tried it before. Has anybody tried to do an email campaign? But you can do anything with it.
Yeah, I tried to set one up and something didn't work right or whatever, and I got frustrated with it and just
And they were aware of that, making, you know, of it being so weird to work with. So they're fixing it, obviously. They're making a lot of things here. So with command email, Even though I have MailChimp here as an option for my mass emails that I send out, command email is the same thing. And you're given an allotment of 5,000 per month for free. So I don't know how many emails y'all send out in a month's period, but that's where that comes from. It's pretty cool. You can also add to it, right, in the marketplace, which is pretty awesome. The marketplace is right here, right over here, but there's a report that you can pull to show how your emails are working. I haven't sent any, but you can upgrade your email plan just like that. Click that link there. And if you want to send 10, 25, 50,000, whatever, they're like right here. See that? 10,000 for 10 bucks, 20,000 for 24. There are your prices. It's pretty awesome. If you want to upgrade, like email is your thing, you get a lot of success by sending out your emails. Boom, go crazy. It's up to you. But there's so many options here now. Let's go back to campaigns here. Then you have the paid ads. And these are going to be the social media ads. Jan, you already said you ran one way back when. This is where you would go again, right? You can see I've made a lot of little drafts, and sometimes they do fail, right? This one, in this case, was a Twitter fail. Honestly,
And why did it fail?
Not sure. It was done before they gave you reasons. All right, so this one was.
Well, then how do you know how to fix it so you don't do it wrong the next time?
Well, they fixed that. So now if it does fail or if it doesn't work, you get notified and it tells you exactly why.
Okay.
This one was done before that was enabled. All right, so this was back in April. You can see the date right here. All right, so back in April, that capability wasn't there. And it doesn't apply things retroactively because like, what for? It's like from this point on, or that point where they fixed it on, it would tell you what it failed for. Right?
Yeah, I had a couple Facebook ads that failed, and I'm like, what the heck? But now, at least now they can tell you why.
Tell you why, yeah. It'll fail, or it was disapproved or something. It'll give you reasons now, which is what everybody was screaming about. Like, give me reasons, I want to fix it.
Yeah, the big one.
Exactly what your concern was, Jen.
The big one in face.
Yeah. I just want to do it right, and so it's effective and not be wasting my time and look stupid because I'm trying to post something that's not going to represent well out to the client base.
So yeah, so there are different various things that can cause it to be disapproved. One of them is if your image itself has a lot of words in it, right? If your picture has a ton of verbiage in it, and then you have a description of everything, and there's a ton of verbiage there too. If there are too many words, is what I'm saying, too many words can get that disapproved. They want to keep it to a minimum, right? So I think it's like 20 words or less or something like that I heard that they're looking for. Short and sweet, right? We talked about it with social media posts. It's the same thing. People aren't going to look at it if it has a book attached to it. Right? They might read the first 2 sentences, but that's just the preface. It's not
3 seconds. 3 seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't serve any purpose. So yeah, just be mindful of what you're adding, what the picture content looks like. Like this one failed on Twitter for whatever reason. I don't know why, but let me see if we can take a look at it real quick. So here's a little example of what it looked like. Had several words in it, but it wasn't too wordy. Right, and it had a few likes on it, which was nice. It's a good picture.
Is that one of your listings, Jesse?
This one was actually one of Theo's listings before he moved on over to Long. So I asked him if I could run an ad on it. He's like, hell yeah, you don't even have to ask. So I did. And this is the one that I ran that actually got me that $600,000 lead, who I'm still in touch with. I'm just waiting for circumstances to change. Right? So that's why we nurture.
That's nice, yeah.
You know how I get leads? My dogs. I get leads from my dogs.
I get leads from my kid.
Well, people walk the dog, and their dog comes over to meet my dog, and they go, oh, yeah, you're an agent. Do you want to come over and list our house? Sure. That's it. We're doing it.
That's it. Just being out there. Just
Put them
you
outside.
look like a nice face.
Yeah, put the dog out. Interesting.
Um,
So what
Direct
percentage
mail.
of our agents are using these
how many of our
Successfully.
agents are using these successfully?
successfully? Yeah.
The ones that invest the time to learn it and invest the time to run it regularly have pretty good success. Teresa's one of them. I think Ryan Nahart, he's also pretty successful with his ads.
I'm getting ready to run.
Zach Allen is really good with it. There are a lot of people just here locally, but those are just the people that I know by name. There are tons of others across the country that are hugely successful with these things. They're getting ads for like 20 cents a lead, which is insane. You think about what you're paying for from your Zillow leads or Realtor.com leads, those are like $100 plus per lead, right? And that's stuff that you've already advertised and put out there for them to get those leads. Like that's junk, which is why these Facebook ads exist for us, so we can get these leads, capture them ourselves, versus having to go through one of those third parties, right? And then they take 40% of your commission.
I'm taking Jesse's advice and I'm taking time to make quite a few animated with video and music and stuff, different things, and a little clips, short but sweet. And so I'm making a bunch of them so that I can schedule the post and then do some ads. So I'm working on developing these. I've got about 6 right now, and I want to do some more, and then I'm going to start posting again. So I'm just kind of step back. I signed up with Canva and doing some things, and I'm also using some things in Command to develop some nice video, and we'll see how it goes. I'm excited about it, so I'm hoping to get it posted within this week.
That's awesome. Really awesome. So let's see. I'm trying to find one that I did a while back. Maybe I should give it a chance to load. I just keep clicking through it. But there's some videos that I've done, or that I have a service that provides these videos, right? So I can come in. Let me see. We can find it here real quick. Like this one, I think. Yeah, so there you go.
Did you make that, Jesse? Where'd you get that?
I have a service that I pay for that creates these things. And once a week they have a new video and stuff like that, and I just use it. It's called KCM. Pretty cool.
That was very nice.
Yeah, it's just for content. It's like you can speak in general terms, because we're on the web, right? We're not just people only in Tucson can't just see us, right? We're looking at people everywhere can see us. So if I speak generally about the market, and I have someone that's like, say for example, in Washington, that's interested in buying a place even there, we can help them, right? That's how we can begin to build that referral network of ours and start handing off that business and collecting those easy referral checks, right? So I like those videos because they're talking about things nationally. And what I like to do is like, hey, I saw your video. Is that really true? I'm like, yeah, it actually is, but let's get together so I can tell you about how things are here locally. Does that sound like a good thing? Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Then set the appointment. That's actually how some of the conversations go. Are interest rates really that low? Yeah, absolutely. Stuff like that. How's the market? Well, that if you saw my video on Instagram, we're talking about things nationally, and yeah, nationally it could be a seller's market, but let's take a look at what things look like here in Tucson. Where specifically are you looking? And then I can find the neighborhood for it. Boom. Now I have item of value that I can give them, and I have an in to have that conversation face to face with them at an appointment. Pretty cool. So content is important. Remember, it doesn't always have to be about business. It can just simply be I had a great steak today at Sullivan's or something, you know? It's up to you, you know?
Yeah, that's where I have to really work. Usually I'm so limited on time. So when I want to do an ad or something, it's usually, or a post, it's usually, some type of real estate related. So I signed up with, it's free, was it? No, not Home ASP. Well, my mind just went totally blank. It's the app, the home app for contractors.
Homekeeper?
Home advisor.
Homekeeper.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's free service for us. And then you can put your trusted, contractors in, then you can tell your clients, hey, and they can also be put in as contacts. But they also, and I think, Jesse, you've got it linked to your website. And then they also do a blog post. And so they update and post things on my Facebook page and my website, I think once or twice a month. And it's just handy tips, it could be anything, how many times do you need to change your filter for your HVAC system a year, just little things that's not really real estate related, but it's just nice informational things around being a homeowner, so to
Yeah.
speak. And
Yeah, I
that
use
helps me.
Homekeeper
That
too.
frees up my time. So they're doing it free and it gives me more time to do other things. So
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't have time in my day, I don't know if anybody else does, to write articles about things. So I pay for that a blog post for content purposes, right? So people are curious, like, oh, it's not just about the price of the home. What is this all about? And then they can click in it and read the whole article themselves if they want to.
mhm.
Nice, because like you, like Teresa, I don't have time to write this stuff. I know it, but knowing me, I'm a little OCD when it comes to quality of what I type. I will sit there and figure out literally the best way to say something, and then come to find that, oh, I don't have enough character space, and then I have to figure it out all over again. So there are hours and hours and hours just gone by me figuring that out. I'd rather not do that. So I pay for a service that provides those blog posts for me.
Yeah, but back to what you said earlier, Jesse, that I thought was so valuable. Take that picture that you just had posted, and then the caption that was under it. It's just not about buying a home, and it's about you. That's all you need. You don't need a whole article. You just need that right there. That's all you need. That's plenty.
Sometimes, yeah, that's a
Here,
good post
here.
right there in itself.
Here's my
Yeah.
advertisement. Here's my advertisement right here. Here, say hi. Say hi, everybody. This is my
There you go.
50-pound, 18-week-old puppy. I know. Say hi. Oh my.
And here comes my dog. He's just heard yours.
She just
You know,
woke
like
up from
even
her
this-
nap. Oh,
Oh, cool.
oh.
Even this infographic right here,
I like that.
the cost of renting, like, here it goes, guys. Here's how much money you need to have to be able to rent versus buy. There's not much of a delta there, so why not just look at this a little bit further,
That's a great slide.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. And this was posted automatically without me thinking about it on the 28th
Yeah.
of last month. So there are a lot of different things that you can do for your social media engagement. I like how we kind of did like a little mastermind style this time around. I like this kind of format a lot rather than me just taking step by step through things. Because at least gives you a starting platform, right? Some things to think about. I think, Jan, you're going to go back and think about your content now. What can I put out there? What can I schedule for people? What can I offer people? What
Yes.
value can I bring them? That kind of thing.
Yeah, here's another way to take advantage of this whole thing. Sit down, write up 5 questions you would ask a buyer, or 5 questions you would ask a seller.
Mhm.
So you can do 5 questions 1 week for a buyer. So there's 5 questions. So now you just bounce in here and you do, hey, as a real estate agent, and if you're a potential buyer, here's a question for you. Boom. Stick it out there. Do that on Monday. Your question number 2, schedule it to go out Tuesday. question 3, send it out Wednesday, question 4, and then that's a buyer week. The next week you do sellers. But every day you're engaging people with something simple and takes 1 minute to put together on the system here. Bounce it out. It's a social post. It's not a paid ad. It's just a social post. If you get interaction from people at the end of the week, you've taken 15 or 20 minutes to schedule out a whole week. By the end of the week, if you've had 1, 2, 3 people respond, are you ahead of the game for your 15 minutes of time put into it? I'd say so.
Yep.
And then I'll call you, Larry, and you can post it for me, right?
Well, like I said, you just write the question. You don't
Yeah.
even need a picture or anything. It's just
Yeah.
a social post. And hey, as a real estate agent, these are the questions we ask buyers. So if you're looking at buying, question 1. Tomorrow I'll give you question 2. Boom, schedule, gone.
Like Teresa, I do use HomeKeeper once in a while when I think it's pertinent. I do what Jesse said. I mix in things that I think other people will be interested in that are personal, like why am I in Tucson? And try to do a little bit of all of it. But I really like that idea, Larry.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that even just do little tips, right?
Yeah.
Here's your home buying tip for the week or the day or whatever,
Yep.
however you want to do it, right? There are a few realtors in our office that do that. There are some other realtors that actually have a successful YouTube channel and they promote that all the time. There are so many outlets right now, but I'm going to say right now, video is king right now. Whether it's a video of a cartoon like Teresa does, or a video of yourself, or even a video like I had of just information. Video is video. People want to be, people are looking for that kind of stimulation, visually, auditorily, that they can just absorb quickly. I mean, think about how big TikTok is. That's all videos. It's wildly entertaining for a lot of people.
No idea what it is. No, not sure I want to, but
It may not even be around much longer, to be honest, here in the States. But
Thinking about banning it.
yeah, so that's just an example. Instagram, there's Instagram TV, all videos, right? It's all about videos that are shot vertically, like your phone is, right? It's a vertical phone, vertical screen. So all the videos like that fill that vertical space just like that. There's YouTube still. There's Facebook videos. There's so many ways of getting your content out there that we can do another extra mastermind just around that subject alone on why video is king. And the one thing that I want to share with you before we sign off here is back in 2018, I had gone to Phoenix to this thing that, what's his name? He's a very big motivational speaker.
Tony Robbins.
That's the guy, Tony Robbins. And when I say big, I don't just mean that he's famous. The guy is literally huge. He's like 7 feet tall. He's big. And his voice is just as big as he is. Anyway, one of the other guests that he had there at this thing was Gary V, or Gary Vaynerchuk. I think that's how you say his name. And this guy is huge on social media. And one of the things that he said that just stuck with me was, he's like, it's not about the quality of your videos. It's about getting over yourself and just posting something. Most people that are worried about the quality, or if it has to be perfect this, perfect that, and keeps them from doing it, is because they're insecure about themselves. And people don't care about the quality. They just want to see you. They want to see what you're about, right? So maybe consider that. So like I said, video is king these days.
yeah, that's how we show houses. It's all FaceTime. It's all Zoom. I mean, I've bought and sold houses with people I've never met.
Yeah.
People that have never seen the house, and
Exactly.
FaceTime.
That's just
bizarre.
one way to make it work, right?
Yep.
But I hope you got some good ideas from this one.
Yeah,
How
I
to
did. A lot to
better
think
use
about.
the system to your advantage. That's all it's there for, is to help promote you and help build your business by utilizing these pipelines here. Have fun. Just go and do stuff.
Yeah,
Let me
I'll
know
go
if
in and
you-
play, but before I release it, or I want to make sure that I don't put something out there that I'm going to scream and can't get back later. So I'm sure we'll talk. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely. And remain neutral. Like, no matter how like passionately we might feel about societal issues at the moment, like remaining neutral and just being positive in a different light to things can definitely make it more of a positive impact for you and being remembered for what you're doing.
Yeah, the other part of, go ahead, Jen.
No, go ahead, Larry.
I was just going to say the other part of it is, you know, don't worry so much about the content, like he's just saying, whether it's a video you're shooting and you don't have a high quality camera, or, you know, again, the social post or something, it doesn't have to be in a perfect format with the perfect picture and the perfect smile and all that other kind of stuff. Just put something out there. And even if it's quick and down and dirty, it could be the one thing that snags somebody that just happened. It's just getting the routine of getting stuff out there more so, instead of worrying about, oh, is the print quality right? I should have a glossy picture, something like that. No, it's just post stuff. I mean, look at how nasty this camera is, but I've still posted a few things from it, and I have to get around to doing more. So, yeah, it's all about what to get people to interact.
Okay. Well, I have seen weird stuff, so I will be careful with that.
The weirder, the better. That's
Yeah,
usually
but-
what. So you see that? I got to share this.
No, sometimes you just go, oh my God, if she saw that, she would be so embarrassed. And I don't want to be that person. So not me. All right. I've got to fly. I've got a listing to get in the system. So thanks, guys. I'll be around and I'll join you next time.
All right, awesome. Well, we'll see you then.
Thanks,
Have a great
Jesse.
week, everybody.
All righty. Bye, Larry.
Bye-bye.